Hey guys, welcome to MasterGamingVR. Today we're going to be taking a look at the Wizards Enhanced Edition for the PSVR. Now, we took a look at this game back on the Vive when it launched there, as well as when it had its free-to-play locomotion, but there have been quite a few updates to the game since then, and now it's coming to the PSVR. So we're going to take a look at it today, which hopefully this video released the same day that the game launches, so if you're seeing this, you can go to the PlayStation Store and pick it up for $24.99. It launched on May 12th for that, and hopefully this video also launches on May 12th, but we'll see. So I really enjoyed a lot of the things about the Wizards. There were a few not so great things, like some of the levels are just glorified wave shooters. There's an arena mode that's just wave shooting. So those are on the iffy side, but I do remember really liking the walking through the world missions where you actually were doing sort of an action RPG going through a dungeon crawl. That really felt good, and the spellcasting really felt good. Flicking your wrist to create a fireball and then actually throwing it at somebody, I believe the frostbow was, a motion like that. So you boom, and you've got a frostbow, and then you start shooting your frostbow. There was the AoE shoot all of the things, which was like a Pokeball symbol or something like that. The physical hand gestures for casting spells worked really well. I absolutely loved that about the game. So TWE, or the Wizards Enhanced Edition, adds in a whole new level to the game, making a 6-hour campaign. There are also a few other UI and UX improvements. Outside of that, it's basically the same game. You have some character customization now, as well as some changes to your gauntlet that allow you to see your health on your gauntlet via runes. I haven't played the base game on the Vive in a long time, so I'm not going to know all of the up-to-date differences, but let's get in the game and check out what they've done with the PSVR. Okay, so here we are in the wonderful misty setup area, where we get to pick our language, except it's a little blurry, to be honest. I don't know if that's just my being used to the Vive Pro. So this screen's changed a little bit. I really like the other screen from my first videos. So we've got arena mode, which I believe is just a never-ending wave shooter type high score chaser. But we're gonna go ahead and do a campaign because I like story. And get that ancient hourglass symbol. All right, face the camera and press the start button on the left PlayStation move to reset the HMD. Yeah, it kind of looks like it. This is a new area, so my camera should be that way. I've reset everything. Safety reminder: remember to stay in the center of your play area while in game. So that's going to be the one thing that I really don't like is the locked, but that's PSVR stuff. Safety first. Stay in the center of your play area. Take care to keep it free of objects or people. Yeah, so the cat might be in here. I kicked the cat out, but she's been opening the door on her own to come back in. We're right-handed. Play mode. Standing. Oh, accept. Height. I am heighter than that. There we go. Okay, find a proper play area. Find a spot where you get accurate tracking. Yep, that should be this. We're good here. We can windmill our arms and still do stuff. Might hit. Yeah, there's a light there. So hopefully I don't have to reach too high up. Turn around to face the camera.
This is the threshold between your
Unreal.
and the realm
Carbon Studio.
If you are willing, a heroic adventure and shining victories await beyond this door. I hope that you are ready to take magic into your hands.
So these feel off. They feel like they should be like this. While I'm like this, they should be this way. I wonder if there is a hand angle adjuster. Maybe it'll work. I mean, we're not holding a sword, so it might not be too off-putting. Okay, mixed mode. Huh. Okay, so we got mixed mode or teleport only. Accept mixed mode. Use left PlayStation move to move and right to teleport. Okay, so we can... Oh god, no, we need to turn that off. And then teleport on the right
Allow me
stick.
to finally introduce myself.
No, Fraser.
I am Aurelius, time traveler and master spellcaster. I would bow if I could.
Alright.
This is a pocket dimension. Whatever you do here has no impact on the world outside. Don't panic, you can leave whenever you want, but I'd appreciate a moment of your time.
Okay. Just exploring what the controls do, and I really, really, really want to bring up the menu. How do I get to the menu? Nope, I don't want a screenshot. Okay, we'll take a screenshot. Nope, still don't want a screenshot. Hey, here we go. Options. Let's get rid of... player height is not 6'10". Okay. We have like no chill here. Just, oh, you're a giant or you're a fucking midget. What in the hell? Okay. Auto aim, intensity. I guess we have auto aim, subtitles. Dominant hand is right, bow hand. Face the camera, alert. Sure, why not? Vibration, yeah, that's great. Return. So our height is all fucked up. So we have movement settings. Free movement is on. Controller based movement speed. I did not like how slow we were moving. So we can bump it up to 200 and that's it. Always sprint on. Snap turning is fine. Vignette. Vignette needs to go away. I absolutely hate the vignette. Okay. It's good that we've got a lot of options in here. A lot of options for locomotion, so you're going to be fine. Some special thanks. Yeah, there you go. Junior programmers, junior 3D artists. So it's weird that as I'm looking over at this that it moves. Okay. But anywho. So we fixed the issue. Let's back out of this. How do we back out of this? There we go. Okay. Now let's go. So this feels different.
Any respectable wizard can safely teleport without seeing exactly where they are going.
Okay. We are a respectable wizard. We can teleport. I love that there's a lore reason for teleportation.
Touch this glyph, and I will show you a basic spell. The Fireball. It's
I know the Fireball.
Cast a spell. Quite another to hit a target. Try with those crystals. Repeat the gesture and show me what you can do.
Like, why is it... Okay, it's going where I'm looking. I don't like that. I mean, it kind of makes it easy, but yeah. So I'm gonna turn that off because I'm trying to throw that way. Actually, let's turn that off. I don't like the. I'm sure that it's great, but I'm gonna turn what is it? Auto aim intensity down to 0. Turn, and let's see. There you go. Okay. I turned it down to 0. Okay. So I guess we have to. We have to aim with the headset. That's just garbage. How do I turn that off? Options, general options. Can I crank it up to 100? 0 seemed to do nothing. Dominant hand, bow hand. None of that. I guess it's just the degree that it snaps to the target.
was acceptable.
That's so much worse than on the Vive.
Platform when you're ready.
Why can't I just throw where I want it?
Any flat surface you can see.
I'm
And don't get lazy. Use
so
your legs too.
going that way, throwing it that way. Why? I'm just gonna let go. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. I know. I don't like it. We have to snap turn. Remember to snap turn. I'm bad at that.
Go on, break some stuff. I hear it's fun.
Turn around and face the camera. I'm facing the wrong direction. I am...
But remember to look up. The platforms allow you to reach higher ground when you're stuck.
I don't feel like I've got as much freedom with my fireballs. I'm not a fan, because this doesn't need an aim. I'm throwing it straight down, and it's hopping over what I'm trying to throw at it. I could just explicitly look at the thing, but in combat, I'm not always going to be looking straight at the thing that I want to throw the fireball at. It just doesn't seem good.
Another spell you will need is the Arcane Shield. It will deflect melee and ranged attacks. Give it a spin.
This was another spell that I really liked. It's you know, you're gonna throw your arm up when you're trying to block something. It's very natural. Ah!
Cast Fireball now.
That didn't work. Shit. It's like
Let's get rid of these goblins.
easy mode, but not, because it makes things more difficult. Oh.
You can't cross this barrier, whether by magic or on foot. It will disappear when no more targets are around. Try to teleport again.
You try to teleport again.
Now I'm going to show you a more powerful spell.
Yay!
Crossbow. I believe you'll find it quite useful. The bow dissipates after a few shots. Ice, as you know, is not the most flexible material.
So no reaching over your shoulder. I was pretty sure you could reach over your shoulder.
Take as long as you need to practice, but remember, we have times and places to be.
You know, if we can time travel, then we have all the time in the world, right? It seems logical, wouldn't you say? I like that better when it was levitation. I guess we don't have levitation? Telekinesis? Whatever it was? So far I can't really say that I'm impressed, to be perfectly honest. I don't like the auto-aim, and the combat was the biggest thing.
You are now in the Sanctum. Step inside and make yourself at home. It was built by another wizard a long time ago. You should fit right in.
Oh. Point and hold. I'm pointing directly at it. Come to me. Come to me. Hold on, there we go. Okay. I had to contort out like this a little bit too much to get a straight on. And of course you don't. Okay. When you know the sweet spot, it's a little bit easier to find. Oh, that's not where I wanted to throw you. Yeah, that's not gonna happen. Alright. So our good, wonderful little spell stuff here. So I remember this.
Before you,
I don't remember this. This must be new.
The figurines represent the locations you will travel to. Pick one up and place it in the large slot.
Oh, whoops. Aha! So here, this is our customization. I kind of like this. You only get to customize your gloves, but you know, who's not horrible? I mean, black and pink, I guess we could do. Not big on the pink, but yeah, that's absolutely horrible. What is this again? It's the white, but it's got yellow, and I hate yellow. The green was pretty dark. You know what? Let's just go with the black and pink. Why not? Okay, so that's character customization in a nutshell, right there. Not a whole lot to do there. Our books and stuff, our bed.
Of course, this is technically your place now, but might I ask that you don't knock every book and doodad off the shelves?
You can ask.
Not that I would.
Okay. So this is basically the same, except for the addition of that. This is where you go back into your tutorial area and test out the spells that you have. And then this is where we go ahead and do our missions. Put glyphs in sockets, load leaderboards. So let's go ahead and pull this. Nope. I wanted to stick you in the thing.
To the left of the map is my collection of fate cards.
Yep.
They give you the chance to revisit your battles in makeshift alternate universes, where some details are different from the history you know.
Yep, that's great.
They don't really affect our time stream, but whatever you gain and learn there stays with you.
Okay, can we move on?
If you want to play with fate cards, choose a region. Then the cards you want to use.
I'm trying to choose a thing.
Like to revisit. Some cards are mutually exclusive and therefore can't be used at the same time.
Give me the
Now
thing.
take the segment with gems on it. It will take you to the time and place of battle. Place it in the slot closer to you.
Let's see what we're looking at. 12K for FMA Silverburr, Massilvaber, and Gisfor. I don't recognize any of those names. So, okay, 12K is what we are aiming for a top slot, at least more than 3,200. Bonk. I should have put a fake card in. I don't know if that made it. Press and hold the options button to reset the screen position. They've got the wrong icon there.
What
hey,
makes
story
this
time.
Special are these rifts. These openings lead into strange dimensions and allow raw magical energy to flow into our world. Do forgive me the lecture, and please carry on if I'm boring you, but I personally find the topic fascinating.
I would like to cast spells and throw them.
Can summon such energy by themselves. But many Meliorans specialize in using rift magic to create some incredibly useful enchanted objects. A blade only wounding the wielder's opponent is but the beginning of what can be achieved.
So can I have one of those?
Goblins.
Well, fuck them.
Greedy and ornery on the
Who gave them one? Dude, you've got to... Why do you have a lollipop?
But the mere thought of paying fairly is repulsive to them.
Why does he have a lollipop?
They always resort to force to obtain what they want.
Is that a magic weapon? Can I get a lollipop as a magic weapon? I'm guessing no, but it can't hurt to ask.
The invaders will easily overpower the realm and its guardians. It would be really nice of you to defeat them, otherwise the future will turn rather...
Is he dancing?
...fast. You may not feel like you have big stakes in it, but I do find myself dreading the return of the grim reality I have worked hard.
That's a big hand. So, like I was saying earlier, there is a 6-hour campaign. We're not going to go through all that today. We're just going to get a feel for how the PlayStation version differs from the Vive version. I am, at the moment, leaning towards the Vive version as being superior, but I mean, anyone who's a fan of the channel wouldn't be surprised at that verdict. It's still probably going to be a decent experience. I'm just being nitpicky with the aiming, I think.
We're a bit off. The time is right, but the place is not.
Well, maybe you should get good.
This box looks intriguing. Can you break it apart to see what's inside? Hey, one of my fate cards. Lucky find.
Ah! Congrats! Yeah, I'm not...
Into the ruins.
So, this is being recorded 2 days prior to launch.
Look, that's a nice view of Pinewood.
So, most of this should be exactly what you will see. Unless there's a day one patch.
There's only so many hits you can take. Keep an eye on the back of your hand to know your limits. Look out!
War!
Show these guys what we're here for, would you?
Okay, that wasn't where I wanted that to go. Nor was that. Okay, come on, you're gonna get me killed. So one thing that I like is that, what is it? X is walk backwards. Okay. It's always nice to have a backup option so you don't have to like do this. I'm so used to doing that though, that's probably what I will just naturally end up doing more often than not. Okay, come on. Oh, okay. So the glyph is just going to deplete like an actual health bar. I was curious about that.
Didn't know they could grow that big. This orc can sure take a beating.
Okay, it's the exact same motion.
These ruins are quite famous, but
The
astonishing.
snap is really nice.
There is a rift in one of the remaining towers, and my favorite theory about the history of this place is that it was a wizard king's palace that was abandoned after the rift opened.
Hey, look, there's stuff down there. Can we just teleport down there like an all-powerful magician would do? No? Okay. Let's go the long way. Bye-bye. And you start to get the hang of the whole head aim thing, but I find myself just wanting to be able to throw wherever I want to throw when I want to throw there. I want to throw down, let me throw down.
The stairway is blocked, and I don't see another way down from here. Oh, this is inconvenient.
You don't say. No, that wasn't what I wanted to do. See that simple right there, that's... I was gonna say, disappointed if that didn't burn, but it did. I forget what we do here. You just blow it up? No. that didn't work at all. What the hell were we supposed to do? I forget. It's been so long. No. Okay, stairway was blocked. Inconvenient. Is there a teleport place? What am I missing? Telelocation. Damn it. What was I supposed to do? I mean, that looks very pointed as something that I'm supposed to be messing with. There we go. Boom.
You all right? You didn't
Nope.
get hit with debris and killed, did you?
Maybe.
Well, I can't say it didn't work. The way is open.
Is it? There we go. We'll walk our way down. I remember there being something to these things. What was it?
You found a fairy shard.
Oh, yay.
Drain 3 of those, you'll get more spell potential.
Nice. Did you do anything with this? No? Okay. A whole lot of other things I can't do anything with here. I go to there. Let's see. I guess we just keep walking. So far it seems very similar.
The sand from this hourglass can reinforce your synchronization with the timeline. Break it if you need it.
There we go. Hourglass will replenish your time synchronization HP, or reward you with points if your HP is full. Okay, so it still feels a lot like the original Wizards on the Vive. Just the big difference is that auto aim right now. And of course the additional level. Oh, hey, how's it going? So Frostbow might be better than Firebolt. I primarily used Firebolt when I was playing on the Vive because it was so simple, just swish and flick. Very Harry Potter, swish and flick. I don't know, it just felt really good to throw it like that.
They often form around corrupted.
But the Frostbow might be more powerful here.
They're quite volatile. It takes great skill or recklessness to use them.
Oh, seems like it's more powerful too.
Looks like you'll have to break through a wall to go further.
I also can't make a fireball with my left hand, which I could in the Vive version. Ah, here we go. It's not super secret because it was pretty obvious, but I like when there are little secrets like that. And when it's not tedious, like
My chaos, it's a dragon! Duck!
no, kill! Shoot! I really like that dragon model. The dragon model is really badass. I'd love to see that up close.
Is it friendly? I think it's friendly. Or at least neutral. Dragons never cared much for the affairs of lesser beings.
Looks like a big pile of shit. Is that dragon shit? Is this supposed to be a big dragon turd? I think that's what it is. And there's plant life growing out of the dragon turd. That's yummy.
Get to some higher ground. We'll see where you need to go from up there. Oh, bummer. I suppose it was too much to hope we could just cross an open area unchallenged.
Woo!
Are we still trapped?
Yes.
Well, that doesn't seem right.
Yeah, it does.
There must be an anchor powering the barriers around here.
You mean like this great big giant stone right here?
Such a large crystal is dangerous, even when it's not holding any spell. Oops, that's...
Oh, hey! Oh, good. Thought there were more of you.
Oh, how I've missed these guys. Make sure your spells don't.
So I will say that pretty much everything about the PlayStation version makes this harder. You have more things that you need to think about in terms of locomotion. You have to be facing a specific direction for tracking to function. Just all of it is more difficult. Of course, he was one shot away from dying.
Pinewood, don't lose steam now.
But that's not, again, that's not the game's fault. I got him in the knee. That should have been an instant kill. Nope. Ah, shit. Killed by tracking, killed by tracking. Here we come, here we come. Not what I wanted to do. Come on, you can do it. You can kill him. Thank you. I'm facing right at the camera, and it's still having tracking issues.
Finally clear. Well done.
Because occlusion. Occlusion on the bow. Wonderful. All right, so we've got a couple of different ways we can go. Might as well go this way. And I chose wrong. So far it's been the exact same experience, just a little bit tougher fighting the hardware. Okay. Don't care about any of that. Obviously we've got to teleport somewhere. That's back where we came from. Probably. There's a thing, there's a thing. There's a thing.
I think that massive crystal was somehow responsible for Pinewood appearing lifeless earlier. I can
You
feel
think?
the village life returning to normal.
Is it?
From here on out, it should be smooth sailing. Have some fun shooting enemies. I'll provide moral support.
Yeah, okay. Crystal shards found 2 of 3, obtained 3,800 points. We didn't do that. Total score 2,700. We suck. We suck a lot. Health multiplier is 0.8. Cards multiplier 1.25. Oh, so I did use the card multiplier. Okay. So we need a great big card multiplier for this. Where are we? Where are we? We're not even top 20. No, 27, we're top 20. Where the hell are we? 27 isn't, we're not on the list. We made number 18. Sorry, Sindred, we bumped you. Okay. So let's return to Sanctum. I don't think we have the ability to learn new spells yet. So I'm not going to do a full in-depth Let's Play this forever because, to be honest, I've done 2 videos where I've done this already, and I don't see much different. What is your house warming gift? Oh, let's learn some spells really quick on the PSVR. That's my spell book.
It will now show you your progress in the study of magic.
That spell. We need that spell.
In the future. The glyph will take you into the pocket dimension that you already know and where you can practice.
Yep. Chain lightning bounces to nearby targets. I like that. Yes, I do want to buy that upgrade. I like that too. Okay, so this is probably my most favoritist spell. This is the Force. This is...
Very well. Practice more if you like. You are going to have plenty of moving targets soon enough.
This is Force Lightning.
The glyph behind you will return you to the sanctum.
So all you do is punch both hands, grab the triggers, punch both hands out. It doesn't have the greatest range. As you see, you can't hit the far off guy. Probably still use the bow for that. But it does have some good stopping power, especially since, you know, I just built that that glyph that gives it the bounce to another target. This is great for those big guys. You just stand there and wreck their face. But if you pull your hands too far apart, you break it. So you have to be able to keep both hands out in front of you. This spell was a pretty cool spell, but I don't think we're going to be able to grab it. Nope. So, yeah, we can only do spells we have. There's a fireball, which I think is, and then you throw it, if I remember the motion right. That spell is the shards, and it's the like that, or along those lines. Maybe it was like this, or I don't remember exactly. You make a great big circle with your hands, a bunch of shards come up, and you touch the shards, and they automatically fly at things. It was a cool spell. So the spell casting is still really good, but the aim lock makes it, I can't throw at that. If I'm looking at that one, I know there's a guy that's really close to me over here, but there's a big giant over there, and I look at him and go, oh shit, as I want to finish off the guy over here. It's really hard to do that, and it was easier in the Vive. Like, even if I'm just looking near it and not at it enough, I don't know, I don't like it taking control of my aim. But anyways, that's neither here nor there. Let's go back to the sanctum. Let's turn around like this so we can go back to the sanctum. Okay, so here we are. Your fate cards, like he said, we had hardened enemies have 50% more HP, doesn't affect bosses, incompatible with cards lowering HP. So we did actually set that. We could take harden 2 and set it, and now enemies, we have a 0.75 multiplier. If we get, 1,000 points, we'd get 1750 instead for the high score. And then we can weaken enemies as well, which it very loudly alerts you that you can't do. To go to the next level, you just grab this, you grab the next thing, and you can see that it's very sort of mobile game-like, where you've got the stars that you can complete, and you go back and complete previous levels. Apparently there is a whole new area that we can get to in this. Hey, I'm up there finally. Not bad for a first pass. You really need your additional spells to and spell modifiers to get the higher scores as you unlock all of the fate cards and make the enemies, what is this, 100% more health for 0.75 more damage. So there's that. Yeah, let's go ahead and pop out and do the outro, because the game doesn't really change much, or it doesn't seem like it has changed much from my initial first looks at it. So if you want to see those, links for those will be in the description down below, but let's pop out for some final thoughts. Okay, so that was a pretty decent port in my opinion. There are a few things. No left-hand fireball bothered me. I liked doing double fireballs and throwing them in the Vive version. The auto-aim could be better. I don't like that I couldn't turn it off if I didn't want it. It's just sort of there. Definitely some of the PlayStation specific complaints of the tracking, like throwing the fireball and having it go that way, because tracking is wonky on the PlayStation camera. But those are PlayStation complaints and nothing specific to the Wizards. It did feel like there was more to pay attention to, just with the PlayStation controllers and having to snap turn instead of physically turn my body, which that I much would rather, as I'm circle strafing, just chuck a fireball in a circle as I'm circle strafing around an enemy, rather than have snap turn. It's just really difficult for me. But again, that's a PlayStation limitation. That's not a problem with the Wizards itself. If all you have is a PlayStation, this is a great RPG. It really felt like a solid port. The customization options that they added in for the port, I like them. I like that they're there. They're pretty minor, just your gloves and the glowing rune on the back. What I do want to ask is, why couldn't we just pick a color palette? Why couldn't I just have like a selection of colors or dyes that I could, maybe mix and match a concoction and stick my hand in it? Or just, pour dye on the hand or whatever. Just select if I wanted black on black, or black and silver, or black and blue, or, black and whatever. You tell that I wanted the black. Anyways, just, just be able to pick from a dozen or so different colors for the glove and the rune and make your own combination. I don't see why that couldn't have been a thing. Why we only had like 7, I think, predetermined. It might have just been 6 predetermined color choices. That seems weird to me, but any customization is good. More options in most cases is better. And speaking of options, I did like the locomotion options. There were plenty of options. I could absolutely get rid of the vignette. I hate the vignettes. The vignettes are anti-comfort for me personally. But if you need it for smooth locomotion, it's there. You have teleport only if you need that for your comfort options. There was snap turning and smooth turning and all the different things. I think we're finally getting to a point where we don't really have to harp on locomotion as much, because most devs now understand that we need options when it comes to locomotion, and I really like that. I really appreciate that. So thank you for getting it, Carbon, from very early on. You did a quick 180 on the teleport only, added in a lot of locomotion options, and they're continuing that here with the PSVR, and I'm really happy to see that. I can't really comment on the new level because I'm, as much as I enjoy the Wizards, I'm not going to play it again on PSVR. I have my copy on the Vive, and I much prefer that platform for my VR content. I enjoy my PSVR, but if I have the choice between one or the other, I'm definitely going to play it on the Vive. So hopefully that level will be coming to the Vive soon. I would really like that, and not just a permanent PSVR exclusive. So hopefully that's in the works for a Steam update. Fingers crossed. But I don't know. With the way Sony does things, I wouldn't hold my breath on it, to be perfectly honest. But yeah, most of what I liked from the original was here. It felt very similar, except for getting new muscle memory around the controls. So all of the good, the gestures and how they work, pulling your arm up for the shield, grabbing a fireball. I really love the snap of the fireball. I wish the audio aim was something that I could turn off, because I really enjoyed the fireballs in my first playthroughs. The swiping to get the bow and then shooting with it. I know I look goofy as hell doing this without the game running, but I really do enjoy those motions. The force lightning, it's just, they did a really good job designing that, and I would love to see an expansion on this where there are more spells, or like a I don't know, just more spells. Just give me more spells. Give me more, because that, I think, is where the Wizard shines, is their spell gestures and how they handle it. I think that they probably do it the best. Vengeful Rites is right there with them. They're a notch below, and they've got more options, but the Wizards was the OG, and they still have that crown, in my opinion. If you know of another game that does the gestures as well as the Wizards, please leave a link, a link to the Steam page or whatever in the comments down below. Let me know about it. I'd love to try it out, because the gesture magic is my favorite thing about the Wizards. I love the narrator as well. He is great. I don't know for sure who he is, but he sounds like Neil Patrick Harris doesn't sound right. The actor who does Frasier, I'm drawing a blank on his name right now, but he sounds so much like him that I feel like I've got Frasier in my ear. But that's beside the point. I'm way off topic at this point. $24.99 for this on PlayStation Network. I believe it's on sale at launch. It's definitely on sale for pre-order. I don't know if that's carrying over to the launch. I didn't see that information in the press release. But I would say for 6 hours worth of content, that's pretty decent. There's also an unlimited amount of arena wave shooter type play. So yeah, give it a go. It's a great magic-based RPG. That's all I got. Check it out. And if you enjoyed this video, check out that like and that subscribe button down below. Maybe something in the description on any ways that you can support the channel, get cool merch. And that's going to do it for me, guys. I will see you guys in the next video. Later.